Okay, guys, we are back again. Logging into the account, and yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I kind of wanted to address. I don't know if that's a good purchase or not, guys. That's like I'm not really interested in the. That's trash. And that's trash. I mean, it's not trash, but you ain't gonna get what you really need. All the drop rates again. We ain't gonna go over that. All right, so let's get back into it. So I did want to go over. Appreciate the comments, guys. If you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will. Keep looking at the channel. I'm gonna do something with it, you know. I think I'm gonna do some wars, you know. I'm gonna find somebody to during KVK or something, or just in the kingdom. So I appreciate this, the comments, guys. Some of you do make a lot of good sense, and I appreciate the compliments. Those who do give the account the credit and the compliment that it deserves, because some people don't want to compliment anything. And for those who some people talk about, I mean, I get it that somebody asking for 6,000 for an account that they've spent you know $50,000 on total. Of course, that's over a period of time, but yeah, a lot of that, a lot of it was liquid might, as they call it back then. And I wanted to say something. There was a couple of things I wanted to address, but let me finish my line of thought right now. Those who say they count all, you'd be lucky if you get 200 for it. Come on, man. Is that really? I mean, some people just by nature seem like they just bitter or something. I don't even know, man. Like they just carry an edge on their shoulder. I appreciate the comments, but if you really ain't got nothing but all bad to say, I mean, especially something that don't make no sense. Anybody knows the account's worth way more than $200. The account's worth $1,000, $2,000. Period. You know, you're not gonna if you want to play this game. I think the most riskiest thing about buying accounts is wondering if you're gonna get the account for one, and then if you sell the account, if someone buys an account, hoping that the person doesn't claim the account back or claim that the account was stolen. That's the only thing. So that's why people need. Of course, you have to. I think you have to unlink your whatever you're using, whether it's Apple ID or your Google ID. But let's get into the video, man. I'm not really doing anything today. I did want to address a thing someone talked about. So someone said, okay, when you're this big, you don't get to migrate as much. So let's take a look at something right quick. Let's look at migrating. We're just gonna go up here and we're gonna type in a kingdom, guys. I'm sure I can type in any number and get a kingdom, right? Because this is a whole lot of kingdoms. Now, for me, let's say migrate, and it says I need 70 scrolls. So obviously, I'm gonna be. It says I'm gonna be. Your estimated rank in this kingdom is rank one. You'll need. You'll need. Oh, okay. I need 90, of course. And so most people know that you're gonna need 90 scrolls, pretty much 90, to migrate. You know. Okay, so who is this person? Is this a? I don't even know if this. I don't. Even, I guess I can't migrate, so it's not a. It's not a kingdom that's. Let's look at the mic ranking here. 22, 69 million kills, 530 kills. Like he has some good gear too. He's 202 billion Mike Castle with over 500 kills. Let me get some glasses, guys, because I can't hardly see none of this. Let's see something. That's a little better. Better's good. So I don't know if that's his. I don't know if that's his gear or not. But yeah. I'm just randomly going to kingdoms looking at stuff, guys. But okay, so the point of the matter is some people talked about, um, some people talked about that you need so many scrolls to migrate, right? And in this instance, I would need 90 just about in a lot of kingdoms. Now, there's a few that don't require that many. Let's take a look right quick. Let's take a look right quick. This guy's in what kingdom? 795. Let's go to 795, guys. Let's see how many big mic players are there. But what I was saying is that for a lot of people, it's okay. SG. SG. Is that the sugar? Is that anything got anything to do with Sugar Gang or what? I don't even know, guys. Okay, this one's 3 billion, 3.4 billion. He's the overlord. Right ranking. So it's a pretty big castle there, guys. And he probably has all champ gear. I don't know. He has 30 blessed. Oh, he's doing pretty good. Yeah, so that guild is called what? Who is this? Stolen Glory. But I'm thinking they might be part of, I don't know who they might be part of. But it would cost me 65. It will cost me 65 migration scrolls to go here, and I will be ranked second. So basically, we can see that as long as you're not ranked number one, which is 90, you basically will be only 65 scrolls. Now, if you're in a good guild, that are popping off a lot of a good guild that's popping off a lot of boxes, whatever kind of boxes they might be, whether they're let me move this, guys, just a second here, whether they're gold boxes or they're or just monster hunting boxes, right? You're still gonna get a you're gonna get a lot of uh, yeah, that's what I wanted. Since the last video I did, I think I've accumulated like it. I had to look at the video, but the first video I did, um, I had already had like, I think I was down to like 400, maybe 500 coins at the time, and just in the last 4 days, I've accumulated, maybe 5 days, I've had over 400 uh, coins. So guild coins. So that just go to show you right there that it is possible to accumulate a substantial amount of coins depending on what guild you are. Now, if you got a guild that's in a organized guild that they do monster hunt requirements, uh, things like that, daily monster hunt requirements, whether it's level 1 or level 2 or level 3 or 4, whatever. Some guilds have a requirement. I don't like all those rules with those guilds. I've been playing too long to be caught up in all that. So I really don't get into all that. I really don't get into all of that just because I don't have to. But I wanted to go over that and just show you that, yeah, there is a potential to. I wanted to address the person who's talking about, you just have to sit in the kingdom. You actually do not have to just sit in the kingdom. And that just goes to show you. Let's look at, because it's a whole lot of castles that are much bigger than me. I'm 200 and I'm ranked 206. So you got over 206 castles that are bigger than me in large mobile. 205. So with that being stated, it doesn't necessarily mean that I need 65. I got quite a few kingdoms I could go to for 65 and under migration scrolls. This one is Kingdom 181. I don't think it's restricted at all with that kind of might. But let's take a look at 181. I think I said 181, guys. 181. let's look at first what it would cost for me to get there. It would cost me 90. I would be ranked number 1. So I'm obviously I didn't click the right one, guys. My bad. This is Kingdom 1. It is 181. Hold on. Wait a minute. If it's 181, let me look at that again, guys. I think I might have read it wrong. Your rank is number 1. Did I look at something wrong? I think I did. Ranking. Let's change it. Let's change it. This guild here is in 203. So that's my problem right there. 203. He's in 203. All right. Let's see where he's at, guys. So I'm chilling. Like I said, I'm just kind of like chilling right now. I wanted to address a few things. So let's check it out. Who is this? F and Z. I've heard of that guild before, guys. It will cost me only 50. I will be ranked number 3. So there are several players in this kingdom that are much bigger than me. So when people talk about migration difficulties and problems, it ain't just 90 scrolls automatically. I'm not going to be number 1. And the thing I don't like is when I was with a certain guild, I think it's CW Star Asteroid. I think when I was with CW, their Warren Guild. The problem of it is how come the guild can't? Oh my goodness, man. How come the guild, if you're in a Warren Guild, I know some guilds want to go to a kingdom that they feel like it's compatible. You know, it's competitive. They don't want to go to a guild where, I mean, you got all Emperor players and, you know, uh, um, you have all Emperor castles and all fully maxed out accounts if your guild is not even competing like that. So why would you go to all Emperor, you know, where the Emperor and all those titles are at, or the uh, uh, Baron players are at? You know, you don't necessarily want to do that, but you know, because you don't want your guild just to become prey. I get that. So what we said is you only need 5. I only need 50 to go there. And I'm not saying 50 migration scrolls are easy to necessarily get. The only thing I'm saying is that it's not always going to be the 90 and the 65 that we were saying, 724 that we were talking about. So I just want to kind of like put that little thought to rest that somebody was saying that what you're gonna do just sit there in a certain kingdom. That's not necessarily true. You don't have to necessarily sit there in a certain kingdom. Look at this one, guys. How many migration scrolls do I need to go to this kingdom here? This is kingdom 274, 724. To migrate there, I only need 26 migration scrolls. I'm ranked number 7. So there's a lot of big castles here in Kingdom 724. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to have to bookmark this kingdom. Let's bookmark that. So of course, that backward slash, they've been in it for a minute, guys. Y'all know them. They've been in it for a while. So that's a really good guild. They probably got 200. Well, that guild don't. That one don't. The Red Eagles. Yeah, I'm familiar with them. They've been around for a while. Let's see who has some of the wonders. Let's look at the titles right quick. See who's what. Who's just scoundrels and stuff. This dude here, he's not in the guild. He probably got zeroed or something. Who knows? I don't know, man. But here's probably some of their somebody they have an allied with. And they got 119. So it's a nice kingdom to go to. Of course, there's probably a lot of really maxed out accounts there or something. To be honest, you always look at this guy. You can tell who's the beast because they're always going to have that particular general title. So 29 blessed. Let's look at their mic ranking here. Let's check them out. Almost 2 billion kills on him. 191 million kills on that guy. 527 on that guy. Almost a billion kills on this guy. Pretty good gear. A lot of champ gear. He's pretty good. So they definitely got a good guild on this one here. So, but as you guys can see, it only would cost me 26 migration scrolls to go here. Now, does that mean that the guild I'm in would have to be competitive with them? Probably so. It probably would have to be competitive, or otherwise, a lot of the crew members that are in the guild could be just, they could risk being zeroed if they slip. Whereas in a kingdom that's less aggressive, as probably this one, get it balance out more. So I wanted to kind of say that and put that to rest, that you don't need 90 scrolls to move around all the time. So a lot of people that just made those comments saying, hey, what are you going to do? Just sit in the same spot forever and do nothing? You don't have to do that, man. So you spoke without even researching. And I get it. I mean, it's cool. I speak without researching too. I'm not necessarily holding it against you. I just wanted to put that to rest because I knew it was not true. And I had not investigated, but I know it's not true based off some of the kingdoms I know that we could go to, or just by the mere fact that I know I'm ranked 206. And it's probably a lot under me that's 4 billion or 8 billion and things like that. So there you have that. Another thing I wanted to talk about, T3s. Come on, guys. Just a second here. I actually need to, how much? I need to actually hit a monster or something before I switch. Let me see. I said 49. I'm not gonna lose that extra little piece. I'm gonna hit this monster right quick, guys. Come on, did I hit the wrong thing? I did not. Let's hit that familiar right there and hit this monster right quick. I think I got taken down with brute force. Who do I got in the lineup? Brute force. Those are my brute force players. I think I'm using as brute force. I think I'm using the star right here. I think I'm using do you, for brute force, would you be using an attack or a physical critical? Or would you be using pierce? I'm thinking you'd be using attack for brute force. Is what I'm thinking. Brute force. When I think of brute force, I'm thinking of the players that I got in there that are already in there. Like her. I think them are close to brute force. Maybe not. Trickster has a lot of attack, I think, or something like that. Let's see what it do. I just want to use 24%. That's not bad really for a level 4 monster. So the hit was not all that bad. That's my guy right there. He's a cool dude right there. He's the overlord. They've been in this kingdom for a minute as well, but their guild is like growing tremendously. They are really, I mean, they're growing like hell. So yeah, that's a real good people. Yeah, they doing real good. They got a few rally leads as well in here. Just pull up one. That's one of them right there. They got quite a few rally leads though. So they really doing good. Yeah. I like that gear. They tough, you know. Yeah, they got some good rally leads up in there. They doing real good. You know. There's another guy. He's just as big as me. He's moved up quite a bit too. Yeah, so that's a real good guild, man. That's a real good guild. So the thing I wanted to say, I wanted to use that energy first. I'll come back to that in a second if that monster is still there. I should have checked the time. But It's got 1,000 gems out of it. It's cool. I like when I get gems of food. Something I can work with. Anyway, I wanted to talk about T3s. So, let's change this. Training T3. People say I'm old school and that I have the T3s. Okay. You and I know, guys, y'all know T3 used to be the thing back then. What do I want to use this for? What do I want to use that T5 for? Probably infantry. I don't know. I'm about to think about that. But I'm gonna get rid of this thing right quick. I'm gonna go to T3. And just because somebody said it wasn't no good, I'm gonna make some T3s. I'm just gonna do one thing, guys. But look at this. Let's be realistic. And I should have to do a video, but I'd have to really calculate it really fine. Is T3 T2 better than T3? They're not supposed to be. Now, here's the deal. If T2 are better than T3, then IgG's whole algorithm, their whole thing of might, and all of that, force, and all of that is all wrong. The whole system is wrong. Now, we all remember back in the days, everybody knew T3 was good, but you didn't have T5s. But now people have, everybody's following the same, just the same, just mimicking, just following the same pattern. Build your kingdom or build your comp with just a few basic T1s, using for maybe gathering or something like that. But then build a strong front of T2s. Maybe you might have 10, 15, 20 million each with not your catapult, siege type of thing. But 15, 20, 30 T2s, million each of those. Completely skip T3s unless you make some siege or something. And then go right to T4s where you got like 5 million of those each. And then T5s where you have about 500 to a million T5s. Well, that's probably going to equal out to something like a 2 billion might castle or something. That castle's still going to burn. It's still going to burn, guys, with that front. That front line is still based off your gear and things like that, or if you counter them or not. That castle, those kind of troops are still going to burn. So here's my question to those scientists out there who like to follow pattern of everybody else and just build their composition T2, T4, T5. If T3 are no good, why are we playing the game? I mean honestly, if T2 is nothing, if T3 is nothing, then how do we know T5 or anything? How do we know T4 or anything? How do we know IgG in their algorithm and in their math and their computer development and programming? How we know that their statistics are correct? Because we know that the Colosseum is one of the biggest places we can see IgG's probability and statistics is like all over the place. Really, come on, guys, all over the place. You can take certain heroes and you'll lose or win, and you'll be like, I've done videos. I've done a few videos on IgG Coliseum. It's sometimes it's like you can have certain heroes, and you're like, I know that the heroes I'm fighting against should have not lost. I'll take those same heroes, and I'll fight again that same person, and of course I'll win bad. I'll win easily. So we know that IgG's Shorty Doo-Wop. I don't know if you guys used to remember him. He used to play with GZT back in the days. He was one of the first billion might American players. But he used to do a lot of statistics and trying to compare T3 versus T4. Didn't have T5s then. This was back in 2016, 17, and I think he stopped around maybe 18 or something. But the point I'm making is that if T3 are so bad, then I mean honestly, if they're so bad, but according to IgG and their system, they're supposed to be better than T2. What's the deal? I mean, right? So that's, I just want you guys to think about that. Just think about it. If T3 are so bad, then if they are failing, like everybody say, then why do we have them in the game? I mean, they're supposed to be better than T2, right? So I don't know. I don't like to follow people's patterns. I think if you're gonna build a good composition, just build it from the top to the bottom. Have some T1. Have a layer of T1, a layer of T2, a layer of two T3. Just build it. I have my strongest front is T2, but you're gonna eat some T1s before you eat a lot of T2s, and then before you eat some T4s, you're gonna eat some T3s. It's just how it's going to be. You're not going to cut into my T4s without cutting into T3s. Come on, that's just basic. It shouldn't be, you know. So that's like cutting into my T5 without cutting into T4. But anyway, that's what I wanted to say on that. I wanted to touch on 2 points: migration scrolls and T3s. So if T3s, if T2s are better than T3s, then we need to question IgG's complete um, uh, tier. We need to their whole programming tier and statistics and algorithm and all that. So that's what I wanted to touch on. Thanks for looking at the video again. Way longer than I expected to be, but I guess I'm long-winded. I like to talk, you know. So I'm gonna be back with another video probably in a day or two, and I don't even know the good title for this one. We'll figure that out. I'm out. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and make a comment. If would you agree or disagree? I mean, you do agree or disagree? Am I right about migration? Am I right about T2s? We'll talk about the RT3s. We'll talk about that later. I'm out.